Good Monday morning, everybody. James here with Goings Enterprises LLC on the square in downtown Girard, Kansas. Hoping everybody's having a beautiful morning and recovering well from Super Bowl Sunday, regardless of how you chose to spend it. Super Bowl Sunday, or any Sunday rather, is just a good excuse to hang out with friends, family, people you care about, and enjoy some really good food, right? Especially some barbecue. So, this episode of Musical Mondays, I want to mix it up and do something a little different. Instead of me performing to either intentionally or inadvertently making a butt of myself, I want to change things up and discuss somebody that we lost last week, namely Brad Arnold of Three Doors Down fame. Okay, so Bradley Kirk Arnold, was born on September 27th, 1978, in the small town, and I apologize to the residents in advance, I'm horrible with names, Oscotopa, Mississippi. Arnold was the co-founder of Three Doors Down, and the band was formed in 1996 at roughly the age of 16, 17, with bandmates Todd Harrell and Matt Roberts. Arnold was not only the lead vocalist, but he was also the band's drummer at the time, and he continued not only as a frontman, but to continue to play drums off and on throughout the band's history. So, a couple takeaways from this is when the band formed, when they first started, again, age 16 to 17, in 1996, they started with three main songs: Kryptonite, Here Without You, and When I'm Gone. If you don't recognize the names of those songs, look them up and give them a listen. They probably sound familiar. Okay? So Kryptonite and When I'm Gone would eventually go on to earn Grammy nominations on their own merit. In February of 2000, and around the age of 20 to 21 for Arnold, they released their first studio album, A Better Life. Kryptonite became a breakout hit single which launched their careers. Arnold wrote that song, believe it or not, at the age of 15 in the middle of a high school math class, right? So, again, pretty impressive. And a tribute to him and his talent. The album would become certified platinum 7 times. 7 times platinum, guys. That's 7 million albums sold, or streaming equivalent, as the industry refers to it nowadays. Because, we don't buy albums anymore, right? So Away from the Sun was the band's second studio release, released November 2002, and went platinum 2 months later. Within 2 months, guys, went platinum. Their third studio album, 17 Days, was released in 2005, and debuted at number one on Billboard's Top 200, and guess what? Also went platinum. Their fourth studio album was released in May of 2008, and it was self-titled Three Doors Down, name of the album, and it also debuted number one on the Billboard's Top 200. And of course, their fifth studio album, Time of My Life, was released in July of 2011. During that time, they did multiple collaborations, received multiple honors for their music, and they were even invited, or they did perform at the inauguration, if I could speak, of Donald Trump in 2017. And I got my own thoughts and feelings, but guys, keep in mind, we're allowing ourselves to be so polarized over politics right now. Anybody that is invited to play at such a big deal event, that's an honor, regardless of whether or not they do it. That should be considered a pretty big deal. Okay, so the personal life of Brad Arnold. Brad Arnold married his high school sweetheart, Terica Roberts, in 2001, and in 2006, they were involved in a bad traffic accident where Terica was driving. They hydroplaned and eventually came to rest after striking a tree. According to one of the bandmates, Arnold himself received 35 to 40 stitches and also had to have his ears sewn back in place. Unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because I do not know the I don't know what all happened or whatever, but Terica and Arnold would divorce in 2007. Arnold would remarry in 2009, marrying Jennifer Sanderford, who stayed with him right up until he passed last week. Arnold was Christian and a deeply religious man, referring to his faith during many of his shows and interviews. And unfortunately, he was diagnosed with stage 4 clear cell renal cell carcinoma, or in layman terms, kidney cancer, in May of 2025 that had already metastasized to his lungs, which caused the band to cancel their summer's planned lineup. They were planning on doing a summer concert tour for 2025, and because of the diagnosis, they ended up having to cancel that. Arnold passed away last week, February 7th, 2026, at the age of 47. Very unfortunate. Regardless of your personal thoughts or feelings, this was a human being with an amazing talent, and he gave a lot to the industry. And the band itself, I mean, any of the interviews or anybody that had interviewed or spoken with Arnold that I could find online always mentioned him as a very kind person, deeply religious, but he didn't go out of his way to overly force his beliefs on other people. He was just considered an all-around good guy. He was a recovering alcoholic, but he'd been sober since 2016, and he accredited, I believe, Charlie Daniels with inspiration and helping him throughout that process in rehab. But guys, we have lost so many people this last year, the last couple years. You know, we need to think about our own mortality. We need to think about what footprint we ourselves are leaving on this world when we're gone. Think about the legacy we're leaving for our friends, our family, our children. We need to do better. We need to be better people. Hug your loved ones. Cherish your loved ones, because they're not going to be with you forever. You're not going to be here forever. Okay? I know this video is running a little bit long. My apologies for that, but I love you all. Take care of each other. Be good to each other. Have a good day, and have an amazing the rest of your week. Bye.